department! Turn off the car and exit.
Oh, he's trying to leave.
Turn off the car. Exit the vehicle. You're under arrest.
The Federal Police Department. Federal Police Department, you're under arrest. Stop the vehicle. Step out of the car.
On March 13th, 2023, Federal Way Police in Washington State responded to a Comfort Inn. A 41-year-old male was found unresponsive behind the wheel of a black Nissan pickup, gear and drive. The truck had already collided with a parked SUV. A loaded firearm was later recovered from the cab. What follows is a focused legal analysis of the constitutional, statutory, and tactical questions this incident raises.
You passed out, it's in drive, it's on. Yeah. So there's a ball hitch, man.
I know, I'm gonna grab some spikes really quick.
Okay.
And just throw them in the back for now.
Yeah.
That way we have it there.
With some cover, I might try to pop it out real quick. It's just a pin.
Alright.
It's not super safe, but
where it goes to our radio.
yeah. If you see reverse lights, man, let me know. Ball hitch removed. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay close in case he needs commands.
Because of the suspicion of DUI, officers position their squad cars and pin the truck to prevent the male from fleeing.
So the driver is passed out, vehicle is running and in drive, and it is into the side of a parked car. We are going to attempt to pin it in based on the suspicion of DUI. I see fire staged to the east of us. Since they are in the possible flight path of this truck, can you ask them to reposition?
It's gonna be a pain though. Unless we pin into.
Yeah, I mean, we know he can't push this way, so if the majority is on like the center to that half, I think we'll be okay. So there's also some sort of bag on that passenger seat that is a long shape that is potentially rifle shaped. Could be a fishing rod, could be rifle.
Right. Just like right now.
Man, I'm debating that too. Like, they're gonna pop.
I hope.
If he goes, they're gonna pop. I hope he doesn't go. All right, he's ready. Moses coming in.
Once pinned, the male, who was later identified as Gerald, heard the officer over the PA system and then attempted to flee.
Police department! Turn off the car and exit.
Oh, he's trying to leave.
Turn off the car. Exit the vehicle. You're under arrest.
The Federal Police Department. Federal Police Department, you're under arrest. Stop the vehicle. Step out of the car.
Go higher, higher.
Not breaking. Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Get out of the car!
Turn off the car now! Turn off the car now! Turn it off or you're getting tased again! Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn it off!
Get out of the car!
Get out of the car!
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Get off that! Get off that! Get off! Get out! Get out! Get out! Give me your hand.
I got it. Hold on. Yeah? Yeah, we're good. My bad. You good?
Is anyone injured?
A little bit.
You are?
Smidge. Can you get that? What you got?
Knuckle? Alright.
You are under arrest. You okay?
Yeah, just trying to.
Can you?
We got a taser deployment.
Can you? Yeah, hand me
We
that.
got fire. Come on down here if we need
What do you need though?
I was first him, and then get him off his stomach and rolled over.
I don't want to get stabbed up.
Yeah, he got 2 probes.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't. No, they were solid shots.
Yeah, he was not letting go of that steering wheel. Or that gear shift.
All right. We'll hit my way. I'll get the first going on.
You go your way?
Yeah, go my way.
Your way.
1, 2, side. All right, I got lighter, some cash, shotgun shell. That one's good. How bad is it?
Here, I'll rip this. I just need to get this barb off.
Yeah, you're fine. It's okay. We'll sit them up, and then we'll get that other side. I got a wallet. All right, I got a barb in clothing. We'd have to use the tool for that. Oh wait, barb's out. You got any other barbs missing? Okay. You stay there. When you're good, you take them over. Dude, removing that tow hitch was money.
Oh, I know, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on right in the radio.
Yeah. Would you be able to respond to the scene for a taser deployment?
Got a little shock, huh?
Couple.
Hey, look up. Look up.
These guys tased.
He got tased. I hit his right hand with a stick.
Fire department, we're going to check on you.
Drunk dude trying to take off, put everybody at risk.
Bad times.
Bad times, yeah.
Wide awake, maybe he's trying to leave.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Open your eyes.
Officer Wells, do you mind taking primary on the DUI suspicion here?
Yep.
All right. Is that your car, ma'am? Oh, okay. That officer right there in the hat, he will help you and get all the information for you, okay? Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Did you call 911 or no?
No, I just walked out here and saw this.
Okay.
I don't know. This is my husband.
Oh, hello, sir. Do you have your ID on you?
Take that one.
I think we're missing one pro.
I put one behind us because it was on me.
There should be 4 total.
Yeah.
There's one here.
There could be one in the truck still.
Is it your car? Is it in your name?
Is it my name?
Okay, I can list whoever. I'll list you down as the owner of it. And I'll get an accident form.
Yep, it's in him right there. I think it's in his jacket. Oh, you got it.
What happened here? Somebody ran into it?
It was a DUI. Yeah.
That's why I tell you I don't like parking. Fucking yeah. That's the only place we had.
Hey, pick your head up. Look at me. Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Hey, man.
Yo, Gerald. Gerald. How much did you drink? No?
Luckily, it looks like it just kind of scraped up against it, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it did it on the other side too.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took that. We don't have to do something about it.
Yeah. So we'll get this form filled out.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
All right. Let's see if that is a gun right there. That's okay. That other officer will get that information from you, okay? No problem. Oh, yeah, this is a gun.
Yeah, wow.
That's going to be a gun, man.
His pulse is good. Cool. His side is good. Yeah, like he tried to drive away and resisting arrest the whole time, so I'm glad he's getting this. Yeah.
Some sort of rifle.
3-40 records on that.
That's what I thought. No, we busted the window out, and the pops you heard were a taser. They sound real loud now. Yeah, he's sitting over there. Yeah. So we're still running through the investigation. We'll get back to you guys in a minute, okay? Yeah. Sorry about your guys' car. Like he did this before we got here too.
Yeah, which hand is it?
I went to go bam with the back end of my thing, and my knuckle went straight to the window.
Can you help me real quick? Put him in my car. James jacked up his hand. Cool. I'll lift him up over this thing. All right, we're gonna stand up, man. We're gonna go over to that car over there. Actually, we didn't search him yet, huh? Step right back out, actually, real quick. I want to make sure everything else on you. Oh, wait. Turn around, face the car. Face the car there. There you go. And just be advised, there was a gun, loaded gun in the car, so. Yeah, I saw that. Shell casing came off of his person.
When I bought this truck,
It's loaded.
Not feeling anything.
Same.
You good?
Eat you. Going on for it? Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm I'm sorry. Hey, I'll do a employee incident for you.
Yeah, it already swole up, so. No, I went to the driver's side with my flashy. The back is part of it, so I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through this window.
So, probably not on insurance. We're assuming it might be a stolen truck, so we don't know for sure, but that is a suspicion. So that for your insurance company, and then the case number is on the top of it for.
Okay.
It's attached to this case. Okay.
So look at it. We was taking this truck to the shop, and she's gonna follow me in that one, and we're gonna go to our insurance company this morning.
Oh, well,
We need to talk to them about something.
there you go.
Nothing bad, but
I got something else to talk about.
we thank y'all. We thank y'all.
This was a danger to the public, man.
Oh, 100%.
Like, we
Couldn't let that.
No.
This is exactly what we're supposed to do for these.
And that's what I'm saying. And I know it's a risk, but I felt like it's probably not going to spin this way too bad.
No, and this
So
is
the approach.
and it's a rear-wheel drive car.
Right?
So that one, once that one was done, it was pretty. My car started to roll backwards though, so he was almost.
I know, he started to get that space.
All right, Joe, time, step up.
The first question is the lawfulness of the seizure. Pinning a vehicle is a Fourth Amendment seizure. To be reasonable, it must rest on probable cause or a recognized exception. Two independent doctrines apply here. First, the community caretaking exception. Recognized by the Supreme Court in Cady v. Dombrowski, officers may take protective action toward a vehicle when there is reason to believe an occupant needs aid. A driver unresponsive for 2 hours in a running vehicle after a collision squarely meets that standard. Second, probable cause for impaired driving under Revised Code of Washington Section 46-61-502. The statute reaches any driver under the influence of intoxicating liquor, cannabis, or any drug. A parallel charge under Section 46-61-504 covers physical control of a running vehicle. That section requires no observed driving. A slumped driver in a running truck in drive is sufficient. The second question is the use of force. The governing federal standard is Graham v. Connor. Reasonableness is judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, not with hindsight. Graham identifies 3 factors: severity of the crime, immediacy of the threat, and active resistance or flight. All 3 weigh in favor of the officers. Driving under the influence with a prior collision is serious. A moving vehicle in a confined parking lot with a possible firearm visible is an immediate threat, and after a clear public address warning, the subject attempted to drive away rather than comply. That conduct independently meets the elements of attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle. Under Revised Code of Washington Section 46-61-024, eluding is a Class C felony. Washington also imposes a statutory force standard under Section 10-120-020. Force must be necessary, reasonable, and proportional. Officers must use the least amount required. A flashlight breach and a single taser deployment, calibrated against a moving vehicle threat, satisfies that statute. Tennessee v. Garner sets the deadly force ceiling. Lethal force was legally available here and consciously avoided. The third question is the post-arrest blood draw. Birchfield v. North Dakota controls. Warrantless breath tests are permissible incident to arrest, but warrantless blood tests generally are not. Missouri v. McNeely added that natural alcohol dissipation does not, by itself, create a per se exigency. Washington's implied consent statute, Section 46-20-308, supplies background consent. But for blood, a search warrant remains the constitutionally required path. Officers here pursued a warrant. The fourth question is the search of the person and vehicle following arrest. Chimel v. California permits search of the arrestee and the area within his immediate control. South Dakota v. Opperman authorizes inventory of an impounded vehicle under standardized procedures. Both doctrines independently support the recovery of the loaded firearm from the truck. Turning to the grades. The Federal Way Police Department officers receive an A-. The grade reflects pre-contact planning, articulated reasoning on camera, and a calibrated, less lethal response. The minor deduction reflects that tasing a driver in a moving vehicle is generally disfavored under standard policy. The subject receives a D. Severe impairment behind the wheel created the entire risk environment. Active flight after a clear warning, with a loaded firearm in arm's reach, elevates that risk dramatically. The Federal Way Police Department, at the institutional level, receives an A. Active body cameras, interagency coordination, and on-camera articulation indicate sound training. 3 lessons emerge from this incident. First, articulate reasoning on camera. The officer's contemporaneous tactical commentary is exactly what reviewing courts use to assess reasonableness. Second, calibrate force to the actual threat. Less lethal tools used decisively can prevent lethal escalation. Third, follow the warrant path for blood draws. Birchfield is unforgiving of shortcuts. For the public, 1 lesson dominates. Compliance with a clear lawful command preserves rights and lives. Asserting rights at the roadside through flight is the worst possible legal strategy under Washington law. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this content informative, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when we release new uploads. We appreciate your support. We'll see you in the next one.